Hey there, YouTube. I've been so busy lately with client work that I haven't had a chance to make a video in a bit, so I thought, you know what? Well, let me back up a little bit. Sometimes on Sundays, I like to just fool around and just try to scratch an itch that I haven't been able to scratch because of, my client work is, well, here, for example, my client work is not sci-fi right now in any way. So it's very much fun for me to try and do something with a kind of a sci-fi bent to it. It lets me stretch different mental muscles and that kind of thing. So I've been replaying the latest Doom game lately, and I saw this thing on the wall, and I thought, well, that could be a Sunday project. So I took a screenshot, and I tend to accumulate lots of little screenshots while I play games. It's just kind of it's almost like a nervous tick, that I've developed since doing 3D art professionally. I'm just, I play games and I enjoy games, but man, more often than not, I'm just like staring at a wall, or I'm trying to get a good framing shot for a prop so I can grab a screenshot before I move on to the next area. And it's, I can't decide if it's good or bad. I figure it's fine. It's research really is really what it comes down to. I'm trying to see what looks good in other games, and can I replicate those results. So that's kind of what Sunday playtime is all about. You'll see here that I changed that main plate to a MOP Boolean so I can start to have some freedom with the subtractive shapes. That initial subtraction I did was just straight geo, but I figured that I might want to adjust these pieces, and there's a bunch more little subtraction things coming up that you'll see. So it's nice to have that flexibility. This is using my enhanced MOP Boolean assembly. The link for that is right at the top of the description for this video. So if you use MOP Booleans, but you find them a little limiting in their default state in terms of what kind of effects you can stack, have a look at it, because the reordering of those operations really does help me quite a bit on various projects. So what am I doing here? I'm trying to get that top plate. I figured that would be better as a separate mesh. This is something that I have harped on in previous videos, but when I do high poly meshes, I try to build them in such a way that they kind of represent, or they're kind of built in the way that you would build them in real life. So if something is a separate piece, I try to make it a separate piece on the high poly mesh. So this plate that's sitting on top, very clearly looks like a separate piece. So I make that a separate mesh, and therefore, it can have its own set of Booleans that don't interfere with the main shape and that kind of stuff. So that's a general rule that I try to follow. Yes, here I've turned the subtractions on. I'm going to cut out the corners and all that kind of stuff. So you'll see that I put those lights on the right hand side in. Later on, they become separate meshes. And actually, MOP Booleans maintained a pretty good speed throughout this entire thing. And I know it's not a complicated shape, but it's, even still, the key to speed with MOP Booleans is to not hit that subdivision button. And as much as I want to hit it sometimes, I did hit it on the corners because I want those to be perfectly round, but generally I try not to. I try to use enough geometry on the bevels and things that the rounded edge shader will kick in and carry it through, so I don't have to suffer through laggy performance. It's just one of those things, when you do it day in and day out, those little lags really kind of add up. Here I think we're making a cutter piece, so we can cut or split that panel in the center there where it's split. It's amazing. I can't even imagine working without MOP Booleans now. It just doesn't make any sense to my brain. I'm just, why would I model out this curve and this this cutout square shape, and why would I do any of that by hand, or this little button piece that gets subtracted and then re-added back in again? It just, feels crazy to me to try to use topology to model that out. But obviously to each his own. But to me, it's just a non-starter. In the last video I did, I mentioned the Discord chat server, which actually got a lot of people to sign up. I was pretty surprised at the number of new faces that showed up. It was really great to see. So I'm gonna pitch it again here. If you like chatting with other game artists and like to post whips and that kind of stuff, and want to be part of a community that's small but is growing, why don't you? The link will be down, in the description of the video. Just join that Discord server. We're all friendly. We're all helpful. And, even if you just want to watch, that's cool. But it's really a fun place to hang out. And I'm usually in there every day, and a bunch of other regulars stop by. And it's becoming a real little community, which is exciting for me. I'm enjoying watching that happen. And this mesh, I'm actually considering. See, I want to do a tutorial that shows the object-based normal map workflow that I've been working with lately, and I might do it on this mesh. Although this might be a little too straightforward, but perhaps not. There's some interesting spots on this that would show off why I advocate that workflow so much. And if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, obviously this little bit of rambling doesn't make any sense, and I apologize for that, but I guess all I can say is you'll see. Or stop by the Discord. We do talk about it there from time to time. I think here I decided that I didn't like the round cutouts, and I wanted kind of round end but with an extension, so I just changed the subtractive mesh and shoved it back into place again. That's what I love about MOP Booleans, just that freedom to experiment and play and just, what does this look like, what does that look like, and being able to iterate like that and not have to give a second thought to topology or edge loops that I've already placed and that kind of stuff. It's just it's very freeing, and that's kind of a strong statement, but I would say that I don't think I would advocate a new artist work in any other way. I mean, to me, this is 3D modeling. This is modern prop creation. There's just no way to be this fast while faffing about with topology and trying to make sure that things are lined up. And I'm not talking about character art. Let's be clear about that. I'm talking about hard surface props. Character art's a whole different thing. Topology still matters there, but in terms of high poly work for hard surface props and weapons and that kind of stuff, topology does not matter for stuff that doesn't have to deform. As long as it bakes out cleanly, really, it doesn't matter at all. So here, I'm just throwing in some extra cuts because sci-fi stuff has weird little cuts, and this stuff's not on the original image. That's kind of why I shut it off at this point. I'm kind of off the reservation at this point, but yeah. Yeah, anyway, I think that's about as far as I take this for now. So thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll get back to some game art once or if I get some spare time away from client work. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, as a final rendering effect, I sometimes turn on these edge highlights and extra AO and stuff like that just because I like the way it looks, but yeah, there we go. Thanks for watching.